Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Celestial Duelist here, and I have the Dark Magician Girl playmat. I actually created a deck for the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesys. It is an oldie but a goodie for me. It is the Blackwings. I love them. One of my favorite decks, and I'm going to show you what I've created. So come along and you guys can see if there's things that I need to change or add in, or what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section and we can have a big old discussion about it. So first up on the docket, we have Blizzard the Far North. He's my 2-star tuner, so he helps out normal summons, can bring out a special summon from the graveyard. So I've run him at 2. The next we have is Boar the Spear. So if I control no other, he can be special summoned. And if he's battling a defense position monster and the defense is lower, the battle damage goes to my opponent. And as you guys can tell, I run him at 3. Next is Gale the Whirlwind. He's my 3-star tuner. So control no other, he can be special summoned. I can also target one monster my opponent controls and have the attack and defense of the opponent's monsters. So I run that at 3. Next is Gladius the Midnight Sun. I run him at 1. If I control a Blackwing monster other than this guy, I can special summon this one to the field. So, and once per turn, he can't be destroyed by battle. So I run him at 1. Then Kalut of the Moon Shadow. He's my 3-star. When a Blackwing monster I control is attacked or attacks or is attacked, I can send this card from my hand to the graveyard, and the monster gains 1400 attack. So any of the others can gain it. So I run him at 2. Next is Chris, the Crack of Dawn. If I control a Blackwing monster other than him, I can summon him from the hand, and I can only special summon him once per turn this way. And also, his second effect is once per turn. This card cannot be destroyed by spell or trap effects. So I run Chris at 3. Next, we have Orochi the Squall. If I control a Blackwing monster other than him, he can be special summoned from my hand. He can only be special summoned this way. And if the card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, I can change the battle position of an opponent's monster on the field. So I run him at 1. Next is Shura, the Blue Flame. If this card is destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, I can special a Blackwing monster from the deck, but it has to be 1500 or less, and the effect is negated. So, and you guys will see why I chose him at 3. Then we have Steam the Cloak, a 3-star tuner. When he leaves the field, he can special summon a Steam token. And if this card is in my graveyard, I contribute 1 monster, special summon him back. And I can only use the effect of this guy once per duel. And if this card is summoned this way, I can use it as a synchro monster. All other synchro monster material monsters must be Blackwing, so I run him at 1. Then we have Zephyros as my one and only card. If this card is in the graveyard, I can return 1 face-up card I control, and he can come on out from the graveyard, but I do have to take 400 damage, and this is only once per duel. So, and he is a 4-star. Next is one of my favorite guys, the Dark Armed Dragon. I like playing him in this deck. Cannot be normal summon, must be special summon from my hand by having 3 dark monsters in my graveyard. I can banish 1 dark monster from the graveyard, then target 1 card on the field and destroy that target. And as you can tell, he is a 2800 attack. And then last but not least, I didn't add him in. So that is it for the monsters, as you guys can tell. So hopefully you guys can see them all. Alrighty, so I'm going to pause, and I'm going to clear the floor, and I'm going to show you the spell cards. Alrighty guys, now it's time for the spells. I am using Tueler of Darkness. So draw 2, remove 1 dark monster from play. If I don't have any dark monsters, all of them have to be removed. And this is a really good card I like to use in the Blackwings. So the 2 allures. Next I have Black Whirlwind at 3. Because this happens with the normal summons, helping bring out special summons, less attacks, so on and so forth. So if you want to quickly get to your synchros, this is a perfect way to do it. I play it automatically at 3. Next, I have 1 Monster Reborn. So it'll help that in the graveyard. Then I have 1 Pot of Greed. Of course, you can draw 2 cards, so that way it helps get anything to hand. Now, I have 2 Raigekis, so it helps clear the field if I've got nothing that helps, or if I'm waiting for my help and my opponent has their battlefield completely full, just explode the whole thing. I run it at 2. Last but not least is the Swords of Revealing Light. That way it'll help me boost up all my stuff, and it helps protect a lot of my weaker monsters, so I can get up into my synchros. So that is the spells. We're going to head straight into the traps. So traps are 2 of the Icarus attacks. You tribute 1 winged beast type, target 2 on the field and destroy them. So pretty much you lose a bird, but you destroy 2 of your opponent's monsters, or spells, or traps, whatever they've got. Next is our Solemn Strikes. I am running that at 3. So most of you, when a monster is special summoned or a monster's effect is activated, I would pay 15,000 LPs, negate, and destroy that card. So I have that at 3. Next is Torrential Tribute. I run this at 2. So that way I can actually stop my opponent from summoning, and I destroy all monsters on the field. Then, next after that is 3 Trap Holes. When they normal or flip summon 1 monster with 1,000 or more attack, target, destroy. That way, it helps clear off the battlefield of my opponents. Alrighty, I will show you the extra deck of my 15. And I'm going to pause, and we'll show you then. Alrighty guys, now it's time for the extra deck. What we have is, I am running an Assault Blackwing Chidori the Rain Sprinkling at 1. So, you can tell there's the effect. If this card is synchro summoned using Blackwing material, it is treated as a tuner. So, and it gains 300 for each Blackwing in the graveyard. So, and when this card is destroyed, send to the graveyard, target 1 Winged Beast Synchro monster in the graveyard except for him, and another one can come right back to the field. So then we have one of my favorite guys is No Song, the Starlight Blackwing. Easy to create right off the bat, 24 by 16. So if he's special summon, I can already hit my opponent for 800 damage. Then 1 face-up monster my opponent controls would lose 800 attack and defense. So I like using him a lot against casuals. So I run him at 1. Then I have Raikiri the Rain Shower. I run him at 1. As you can tell, if I synchro summon using a Blackwing, he could be treated as a tuner as well. While face up on the field. And once per turn, I can target cards my opponent controls. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to start kicking up a storm. Once per turn, you can target a card your opponent controls up to the number of other Blackwing monsters you control and destroy them. So, and as you can tell, he's 2,600. So, and then next we've got Sohio, the Rainstorm. He is a 5-star. So 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner. If this card is synchro summoned using a Blackwing, He's treated as a tuner as well. And I can use each of the effects of his once per turn. When a card is synchro summoned, I can target an assault Blackwing monster in the graveyard, special summon it. During my main phase of this card, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, I can banish one other Sohio the Rainstorm from my graveyard and special summon this card. So, but I only run him at 1. So, next is my favorite guy. I love this one. The Blackwing Armor Master. This guy, as you can tell, 1 Blackwing tuner and 1 more non-tuners. This card cannot be destroyed by battle, and I take no battle damage involving this card. If this card attacks a monster, I can place 1 wedge counter on that monster. At the end of the damage step, max is 1. I remove all wedge counters from my opponent's monsters to reduce the attack and defense of each monster that had a wedge counter to 0 until the end phase. This guy was my go-to for every time because he took no battle damage at all. And as you can tell, he has a 25 attack power. Okay. Next is the Blackwing Tamer, Obsidian Hawk Joe. He is a Blackwing tuner, 1 non-tuner Blackwing monster. So he works with the Blackwings completely. I target 1 level 5 or higher winged beast monster in the graveyard and special summon it. So which means any of my synchros that went to the graveyard can be brought back with him, because they are winged beasts. And any of my Blackwings could come back. But they have to be 5 or higher. And when my opponent... And during either player's turn, when my opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card, or an opponent targets this card for the attack, I can target 1 other Blackwing monster I control that would be an appropriate target. And that card effect attack now attacks a new target, which means you use him. Oh, you got him on the field. Hey, you're going to take it. Oh, wait, no battle damage. So... That's why I like playing the 2. Alrighty. Now, I've got the next one is I play Black Rose Dragon in this. 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner. When this card is synchro summoned, I can destroy all cards on the field. And of course, her other effect deals with plants. So, but being able to bring her out and say, okay, bye, to your opponent's cards, beautiful. Alright, next is the Dark End Dragon. 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner, once per turn. I can target 1 monster my opponent controls, and that card loses 500, and I send that target to the graveyard. So, I like playing with him a lot. Alright, my next gal is Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. I actually got this card right before she was banned. And I didn't get to play with her until they finally took her off. So, she's a 1 tuner, 2+ non-tuner monsters. When this card is synchro summoned, I can banish up to 1 card from each from my opponent's hand, field, and graveyard. So, that means if your opponent has Jinzo in hand, bye Jinzo, I'm banishing that sucker, and he's gone. So, and her attack is 27. So, and then my last synchro is the Black Feather Dark Rage Dragon. I used to actually play the original guy, but this one's actually a lot better. 1 or +1 or non-tuner monsters. Once per turn, when you take damage, I can send up to 5 cards from the top of my deck to the graveyard, and if any monsters were sent to the graveyard by this effect, this card would gain 400 attack. And his attack's already 28, so... Alrighty, so that is the synchros. And I have a few Genesys that I like to use. First up, we have Dark Rebellion Genesys Dragon. These are 2 level 4 monsters. I can detach 2 materials from this card, then target 1 face-up monster my opponent controls. Its attack becomes half the current, and if it does, this card gains that lost attack. So he would gain the whatever it was to his 25. Sorry, guys. Apparently, I just can't stop coughing. Alright, next is the Diamond Dire Wolf, my 4-star Xyz, 2 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, I can detach 1 from this card, then target 1 Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast type monster I control, and 1 other card of the field, and destroy them. So, that works with my Blackwings. If I have to get rid of 1, and then I can get rid of my opponents, then it helps that out. Alright, now, this guy I run at 2. The Ice Beast Xeraphon, I run him at 2. So, he is a 2 level 4 Wing Beast type monster. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz monster from this card. Material from this card. Negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls, and if you do, excuse me, this card gains 300 attack for each face-up card currently on the field. Alright guys, last but not least is the Raid Raptor 4 Strix. It's a Wing Beast. It's 2 level 4. This card gains 500 attack and defense for each Wing Beast monster I control that aren't him. So of course, he works good with the Blackwings. So, also his other effect is once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card and add 1 level 4 Dark Wing Beast monster from my deck to my hand. So, he easily will help bring out another card from the deck. So, guys, that is my deck. That is my extra deck. This is going to be the very first deck I run against Casual for our Friday night fights when we duel it out. We are also going to do a Joey and Pegasus duel as well. So that'll be fun to watch. So you'll have to see who takes it on and takes it all. Alrighty, so guys, thank you for watching. I want you to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. And also, you guys need to go make sure you do something for yourself. Have a mental health day and whatnot. And I will see you on our Friday night fight. Me versus Casual. Who do you think will win? Nobody knows until we duel. I'll see you guys later. Later.